Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about often why dismissive avoidants can be unwilling or very hesitant to say, I love you. This is a common question that comes up a lot, and we're going to do a deep dive into it. Before I do, I want to let you know we have just a few remaining seats for our IAT Integrated Attachment Theory certification course. And this is a course that I've developed to be able to share and facilitate more of this information about attachment styles and the overlap with core wounds, the subconscious mind, principles of reprogramming, needs, communication, and boundaries in relationships that will make you a certified relationship coach and will allow you to do a much deeper dive into helping other people heal their attachment styles and attachment wounds, or helping couples work through different attachment style differences in romantic relationships. And this comes with over 35 hours of training, 3 months of follow-up webinars, as well as 8 full weeks of 3.5-hour sessions. And included in this training is business training that will help you literally take the action steps that you need to attract clients that you would love to work with, figure out how to design your business exactly and drive clients into your business so that you can work from home, have flexibility, freedom, and the ability to really work with people that you love and enjoy what you're doing every single day. So if you want to check out everything related to that, you can click the link in the description box below. Now, let's dive into this topic specifically. So often what I will see first and foremost as being one of the number one motivating factors for why dismissive avoidants can be quite hesitant to express deep feelings of love and affection for their partners is that it just feels extremely vulnerable. And if you've experienced a lot of programming around being emotionally neglected in your childhood, you do not like vulnerability. Vulnerability is equated to danger, unsafety. It doesn't feel good. And so oftentimes, even though a dismissive avoidant might be feeling a lot of romantic feelings for a partner, they don't want to say I love you because they feel like, whoa, there's just too much extreme vulnerability. And they're here, as we talk about with dismissive avoidance, like in their feelings minus their fears. And if there's a strong pulling back from that fear, especially because of how vulnerable it is to say I love you, they may freeze, they may shut themselves down, they may feel like they love somebody and then sort of convince themselves out of it, or try to rationalize it, or try to repress those feelings and even compartmentalize them. Number 2 is dismissive avoidants often fear choosing the wrong person. And they are often searching for the perfect partner. We have a whole separate video on this and like why dismissive avoidants do this and how it happens. But at a very high level, they often search for the perfect partner because they're so afraid of conflict. And they will flaw find in people and scan their partner and people they date for like potential problems that could arise, because that's their coping strategy to avoid future conflict. Whereas the healthy version of this is to recognize, hey, I might be a little bit conflict avoidant, but let me get my hands on tools that help me move through conflict in a healthy way, so that rather than trying to have somebody so perfect that there's never a conflict, which is not really a likelihood for anybody, because humans just have conflict when they get into close relationships with each other. They have misunderstandings and miscommunications and different sets of needs and just things they will need to work through and talk through. Rather than trying to like search for the perfect partner, it's much healthier to decide, I'm going to learn very effective tools to move through conflict in a healthy way, so I keep growing more and more strong in the relationship with my partner. Even when conflicts arise, we know how to turn it into something good and bond more deeply because of working through our misunderstandings and coming to better conclusions. So what you'll see is sometimes dismissive avoidants, because they have this fear of choosing wrong, they equate like saying I love you to such a deep commitment that they're like, oh my gosh, but what if I did choose the wrong person? What if I find a potential flaw later and then we have a problem? And they often like sort of tie these things subconsciously together hand in hand. And so they can fear that like saying I love you is this huge commitment when maybe they haven't scanned their partner enough for potential pain points that could arise in the relationship long term. Number 3 is obvious fear of losing oneself. We know that dismissive avoidants like highly value their independence, their autonomy, all these sorts of things. Number 4 is the fear of being pressured to overcommit. Or to meet expectations all the time. A lot of dismissive avoidants feel like if they say too much or express or show too much love, then that will become the new baseline standard of how they're supposed to show up and operate. And so this creates problems with them because they think, okay, if I start saying I love you, then they're going to expect me to spend more time or to do all these things and to show up to a higher degree. And there's this sort of fear like that it comes with extra pressure and expectations, when that's not necessarily the case whatsoever. You can still have boundaries after you say I love you and communicate what those boundaries are, what your needs needs are. And number 5 is taking the expression of love extremely seriously. And again, sort of associating this with like, once I've said, I love you, it means commitment for life, or sometimes some of these ideas, because dismissive avoidants do not take their feelings lightly and do not take the expression of their feelings lightly. You'll often notice in relationships that fearful avoidants may lash out in words, anxious preoccupieds may lash out in words and become critical. Dismissive avoidants are very careful with their words because they take the expression of words very, very seriously. Words can hurt them and affect them a lot, whereas it's more actions that tend to affect fearful avoidants and anxious preoccupieds a lot more, and words affect them less. So you'll see dismissive avoidants sort of treat the expression of words and feelings in sort of a sacred way accordingly. Anyways, if you want to do a deeper dive into this topic, check out our attachment theory certification course to become a relationship coach, or if you want to just do a deeper dive into reprogramming dismissive avoidant attachment style or any attachment style, you can check out any of our courses for free for 7 days on attachment style reprogramming, along with that IAT certification course. So thank you so much for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.